Hey guys, it's Conky here, and I'm here with my very first review of the manga Kingdom by Yasuhisa Hara. Now, this manga is definitely my new favorite manga. Whenever I would be looking for manga to read, just within the past few years, I would always see it always up high, in the most popular ones to read, but I couldn't I would try to read it, but I just couldn't get into it for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but a month or two ago, I finally decided to sit down and read it, and I read the first chapter, and boom, I was instantly addicted to it, and I legitimately could not put it down. And I ended up reading it all within a month and a half or so, I think. I just finished it last week, or not finished it, but I caught up fully. So, as someone who has fully read up to the current chapter, I am here to give you a review of Chapter 1 of Kingdom. Now, how these reviews are going to go are in the first half, I plan to give you a little brief summary of my thoughts and tell you my honest opinion of the current chapter, kind of describe what's going on in it a little bit, and give you a little rating for it out of 10. After that, I will be switching to a discussion type thing where I'm more going in depth with the stuff that happens in the manga chapter and connecting it to stuff in future chapters, and other spoilery type stuff that I think of in the moment. So yeah, in the second half, if you haven't read Kingdom, you should definitely avoid that, unless you just don't care about spoilers, or if you've read it, then feel free to listen to the entire video. That would be pretty awesome. So, to get this review started, I think that the introductory chapter for Kingdom is pretty much perfect for setting up a dark and interesting world setting, which is in the Warring States period in China. They specifically show how wars have affected people who weren't even involved in the war itself, by showing that the mayor of that village, he had to adopt Shin and Hyo 10 years in the past because they became orphans after a war that Shin was involved in, showing just how dark this world is and how dark it will be in the future too. So it starts off and we see Shin and his best friend Hyo, and we see that they've been training for a very long time. They have at least 1,000 matches between them, and you can see by the wins and losses that they're pretty evenly matched. There's no one of them is not better than the other, really. They have different strengths and different weaknesses, but they're very similarly skilled. I also really love the reveal later on of their goals of wanting to become great generals. It's pretty awesome, honestly. Especially the when they tell Shabunkin what their goal is, and he just starts laughing. It's so funny. And then the that panel where they tell him the art for that panel is so beautiful. It is literally perfect for an announcement of a goal or a dream. It's literally perfect, and is one of my favorite panels from the early manga. Even into the late manga, it's one of my favorite panels to look at. Just the art is just beautiful. But so I think the first chapter really sets the character for Shin and Hyo very well. It really shows that Shin is this stubborn and obnoxious guy who he really cares. If somebody shows him respect, he will show them respect, and he'll care for that person. And he's extremely set in his beliefs to where regardless of the situation, he is going to stay what he believes. It does not matter what the outcome is, he's going to say what he thinks regardless. And Hyo, he's more like um, calculating and strategic. And he's more like able to keep Shin in check and help him stay out of trouble. So when we see eventually that Hyo is offered a position from Shobunkan in the royal capital, of all places, it's pretty insane because, I mean, they're both slaves, so you wouldn't really expect just some random dude to just come out of nowhere from the capital, no less, and just offer one of them a job. Like, it's pretty crazy, honestly. And we also see that Hyo is trying to get Shobunkan to bring Shin with him, but yeah, he's just not having that. He will not bring anyone else with him on this journey to the capital. And so they have a couple of duels as their goodbye and departure from each other, which is pretty good. I like that. I like that they don't have this like kind of like sobby crying departure from each other. They duke it out, you know? They want to leave on a note that makes it to where they need to see each other again, you know? Like they're going to need to have another duel eventually, you know? But as we find out, that's not going to happen. Because a month later, after Shin hears some crazy story in the marketplace, he goes home all worried about Hyo. And he goes to sleep, falls asleep crying because he's worried about his best friend. And he wakes up in the middle of the night, goes to his door because he heard something, and there's Hyo, bloody and dying right in front of him. And it's absolutely heartbreaking. And this was the moment whenever I was reading the first time where I knew that this was going to be a really good story. Like, I could tell that, I mean, I could just tell, like, this is the moment that hooked me, you know? And made me, like, where I'd have to start reading more and more and more, you know? And I hope this is what it's like for y'all, too. Like, I hope this moment seals it for you and you become a fan just like me. But yeah, so even like reading through the second time, it hurt just as much seeing it. Honestly, if anything, it hurt more this time, I think, because of like knowing, you know. But yeah, so that was chapter 1, y'all. Like, if I had to rate, well, I guess I am rating it, but so I guess my rating would be basically like I would say like an 8 out of 10. Like, it's a really, really good chapter. And I would say it's like higher up because it's an introductory chapter. Like, if it was just a random chapter, I think throughout the manga, I don't think I would rate it as high. Because there's definitely other chapters that do way better than this. But for an introductory chapter to like introduce you to the manga, I think it does its job very, very well. And yeah, I mean, I hope you guys love the review. Let me know if you have any thoughts. So after this, there's gonna be some spoilers possibly. Thank you for watching this, Kingdom lovers or potential new Kingdom fans. Please like, comment, or subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Now, for all of my people who want spoilers or who have read before, this is where the fun begins. Well, fun for me because I love talking about Kingdom. I love talking about it, dude. I swear to God. And I have no like friends or anything who like also read it. So irritating. Alright, so yeah, when I first read the manga, I don't remember those first couple of panels when like, or I don't remember like reading them ever. Like, so whenever I like did this reread and I saw those first couple of panels with the future or the, like future General Rishin in his like badass armor and the cape with the Ase's sword and Uki's glaive, bro. My God, I was fucking in shock. He looks so fucking cool, and I'm so ready to see like when he gets that armor and the cape, because my man has been in them blue rags for over a decade. Like, and I'm not complaining because he finally gotten some armor. I mean, not like recently, but shit, like he's got some kind of armor. But I mean, I'm trying to see something new for real. It's always so awesome whenever he like switches to a new, where he's got a new look. Yeah, so when I was rereading this chapter, um, it is so cool, like looking back and you see where like Shin developed this fierce loyalty to people who care about him and who he cares about, and you see how this loyalty and care and love goes or grows as he gets older and starts getting men under him, like with the, I mean, I don't know how this is pronounced for real. I've always just said the High Shin unit, but I've also heard people say He Shin. So maybe y'all can correct me or tell me what's right or wrong. But I've always just said High Shin. So I mean, I'm probably just gonna say that unless someone corrects me. So my bad if that like freaks y'all out or something. But yeah, and yeah. So whenever I read Hyo's death again, man, that shit hurt. Especially after seeing like all these like chapters after the fact where like him and the king are just talking about Hyo and like how good of a person he was and stuff. Like it's just so heartbreaking seeing it again, you know? And it's also something that's really badass is so in the literally the most recent chapter 767 we see that Shin finally goes back to his home village, you know, and he sees his adoptive brother and father, and it's crazy how they treat him now versus how they treat him in the first chapter. It's legitimately ridiculous. They're like beating the shit out of him for like cooking wrong or cooking badly. Like it's so goofy. Also, something I've been really curious about is like what state was Sheen at war with when Shin and Hyo's parents died, like 10 years in the past. I don't think they ever explain it because I mean it's not really necessary for the plot or anything, but if any of y'all know or if like y'all have any theories about that, like y'all should comment that cuz I've been wondering for real. Something else that like bugs me about this chapter, well, not something else, but something that bugs me, not like a crazy amount, but it's like so Shin hears that guy talking about how the prince is trying to overthrow Ace, and like I get that this guy's a merchant and merchants are kind of like I guess important, I guess. I don't know. But so this guy just knows that this like treason is about to happen or is happening or whatever like, and he's just in this small ass village talking about it like, and then of course the the treason just happens that very night, which I mean I get it, like they're trying to introduce it all, which it works just fine for me. But like I don't know, I feel like it could have been like separated into two different chapters maybe. But I mean I'm not the manga author. And I still love it, so it worked. But it does feel a little bit rushed in my opinion. Or just certain aspects of it seem rushed, I guess. But yeah, great introduction nonetheless. I don't really have much else to say about it for you guys, honestly. If you stayed long enough to hear this, thank you. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, tell me your thoughts. Also, since you've listened this far, hopefully, tell me your favorite moment from the first chapter. Thank you guys. See you next time.